The Raptors, they stay perfect on the season so far. Now 5-0 in the season. 112-105 winners over the Minnesota Timberwolves at Scotiabank Arena. And this game was a real back and forth affair. There were times where the Raptors had the big lead and then Minnie cut that close. The Raptors pull ahead again. And it was kind of a back and forth type of game from that standpoint. But the Raptors were able to come out on top, and like I said, are now 5-0 on the year, 4-0 at home, 1-0 on the road. Only one road game so far. And their next game is against Dallas at home, so another home game. Great to see though in front of the home crowd and them getting fired up. But the story about today's game, guys, Kawhi Leonard. What were we gonna see? Obviously on a consistent base. I think that's what it is. This is only game 5 of this season, so. Yeah, he missed all last year for the most part, and yeah, he played some preseason, but he's still trying to get in the swing of things. Well, today I think we saw one of the best performances, the best performance Kawhi Leonard has had in the Toronto Raptors uniform, including some ridiculous steal that he had. If you guys did not see that, go look it up. It's like it was ridiculous. He's guarding some guy. I forgot who he was guarding. And it was like Lowry was on some other guy right straight up. But they're right beside each other. And Kawhi looks at the guy with the ball. The other guy goes busting past him. Kawhi dives back or something along those lines, guys. I'm not saying the play perfectly, but he dives back and just gets the ball. No eyes. Doesn't even look at the ball. Knows where it's going and takes it. Guys, go look it up. It was incredible. Great steal by Kawhi Leonard. And that was one steal of his two that he had. He also had 2 blocks. He also had 35 points, 5 boards, 2 dimes, 15 of 23 shooting. Insanely efficient. 3 of 4 from the free throw line, 2 of 4 from 3. He was magical. And making many big shots late in that game to keep the Raptors ahead by enough that we could breathe. What a job by Kawhi Leonard in this game, pulling this ahead. But let's break down the quarters here like we always do. Raptors start off the game really strong. 26 points for the Raptors. Could have shot the ball a little bit better, but overall weren't terrible. And you hold the Minnesota Timberwolves to 19 points. Holding them to barely anything. And you have a 17-point lead. 7-point lead after the first quarter. Second quarter, more of an offensive explosion for both teams. 31-29 in favor of the Raptors. Therefore, Raptors up by 9. Is it right? 9. Math's off. All right, I'm doing it on the spot here, guys. Raptors up 9 at the half, or 8, or one of the 2 numbers at the half. And then third quarter, split down the middle, 26 apiece. Both teams playing all right defensively. There were a couple, again, like I said, in the mix of these quarters being the way they are, Raptors take a big lead, they lose the big lead. But they keep the lead, and it just goes back and forth, back and forth. So 26-26 in the third quarter, guys. I mean, that was probably like a 12-4 run by the Raptors, but then an 8-0 run by them, and it was just back and forth. Crazy. Fourth quarter, they make a big push, and they're only down by 5 with like 3 minutes left. This is getting crazy and close. But the Raptors, like I said earlier, get some massive shots down the stretch from Kawhi Leonard in the last minute and a half, 2 minutes. And the Raptors, like I said, pull away with the 112-105 victory over the Minnesota Timberwolves. And I know, Andrew Wiggins not in the lineup. It's the only way the Raptors won the game. Don't even give me that kind of stuff, because it's not true. I mean, would he have been a better option for them? Yeah, probably, but he wasn't playing. Period. That's all there is to it. Now, the Raptors as a whole, though, I thought were really, really good. Shot 52% from the field, 46 for 89, and they only shot 42%. So, guys, you shot the ball very efficient, and you played hard defense, which is what we've seen through the first 5 games of the year. And they did shoot 50% from the 3, however, 15 of 30. Raptors only shoot 34% from 3, 11 of 32. But, guys, when you're shooting from the field 52%, you can afford to only shoot 34% from 3. Great job by these guys. 9 of 12 from the free throw line, 10 of 16 for the Timberwolves. Both teams didn't get many free throws and didn't really affect the game a whole lot. Rebounds, dead even, 44 apiece. And offensive glass, again, this is another point where we got to keep looking at and say it's a problem. 16 offensive rebounds for the Minnesota Timberwolves to the Raptors 11. Look, 11 offensive boards for our team. It's pretty good. but you gave up 16. Too many. If there's any part of this team's game that I think it has to be cleaned up, I think it's that. But really, overall, this team is playing so well. 26 assists in the game, 9 steals, 8 blocks. Turnovers at 16. Would like it a little lower, but again, when you're playing as well as this team was today, you can afford to. Wasn't their prettiest game, but good teams find ways to win, and they found a way to win today. We're going to break down some specifics and who did what. Pascal Siakam, guys, got the start once again. That's kind of been the motto so far, is that Ibaka starting at the 5, Siakam at the 4, and it's been working. Siakam, 9 points, 4 boards, 3 dimes on 4 of 6 shooting, 1 of 1 from 3, a steal, and 2 blocks for Pascal in 20 minutes of work. So again, limited time for Pascal, but when he's out there, he's working. And we were talking about Kawhi Leonard's ridiculous night, and guys, through the first game of the season, Serge Ibaka was terrible. We knew that. He was, 2 of 10 shooting. He was 0 of 8 at one point. It was terrible. But since then, he's been nothing but good. Averaging over 17 a game. Averaging over 7 rebounds per game in the last 3. Today, 15 points, 7 rebounds and 1 assist, 7 of 10 shooting, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. And the thing we talked about early in the year, he has to stop trying to take threes. He only takes 1, and I'm okay with that. You take 1 to 3, that's fine. I don't care. But it's when you start taking 4 and 5 because you're just pushing yourself. Stop. He only takes the 1, misses it, but gets the job done in every other aspect. And way to go, Serge Ibaka. Danny Green, guys, only 6 points, 4 boards, 3 dimes on 2 of 8 shooting and 2 of 5 from 3. Not the greatest shooting night for Danny Green, but, guys, he was a plus, 17? Well, plus 17. There we go. While he was on the floor. Defense, it wins you games. And Danny Green is showing me that. Kyle Lowry, guys, as much as he didn't shoot the ball, get as many points as we've gotten used to seeing lately, this is his 3rd straight double-double. 13 points, 10 assists for Kyle Lowry. Also 6 rebounds to go along with that. 4 of 9 shooting, 4 of 4 from the line. Only 1 of 4 from 3. However, Kyle Lowry has 4 steals in the game and a plus 13 on the floor. He's a dog. He's proving to not only me, but he's proving it to every Raptor fan out there. Maybe we didn't really need DeMar DeRozan. Maybe DeMar DeRozan, maybe it wasn't really a thing. Maybe it was just an off-court they were best friends. They still are best friends. But even with DeMar DeRozan not on the same court as Kyle Lowry, Lowry looks to be stepping up his game more. Now, I know it's only 5 games into the year, and it's hard to really get a gist on this because people will hit a wall at some point. But Kyle Lowry is showing some extra gear in the first 5 games of the season. Now, there's your starting unit. The bench really took over as well. And one person I want to talk about, Jonas Valanciunas. And there's players out there that are reacting to certain things terribly. For example, Jimmy Butler wants to get traded and then says, you need me here to win. Well, that's great. Your team really wants to start hearing that kind of stuff right before the season gets going. Carmelo Anthony, a little while ago, saying, I'm not coming off the bench. That's not what I'm going to do. JV, you okay to go off the bench, bud? Well, I want to win games, and I want to win, period. So, why am I sounding like Mike Babcock? I want to come out there and I want to win games. And I see it. I don't know what it is. I was just talking normal. And, JV's out there, and he's saying, I want to win games. And if me coming off the bench helps this team win, then that's what I'll do. And that is the mentality that we love to see and hear. He goes out there, guys, in 20 minutes of work, gets 16 points, 9 boards, 2 dimes, 7 of 11 shooting, 2 of 3 from 3 for Jonas Valanciunas. And again, a very efficient 20 minutes for JV. Really impressive. We talked about it in the last video, and I've talked about it over and over. JV on that bench might just be a really good fit, but we're going to have to wait and see. Norman Powell, once again, and we talked about it in the comments in the last video, and I saw a few of you guys commenting on there about Norman Powell not really jaw-dropping Not really showing us, oh my goodness, Norman Powell is a freak out there. But he's showing us that he is a solid player. 13 minutes, 10 points, 1 board, 2 dimes, 4 of 8 shooting, 1 of 4 from 3. But he also gets a steal on the floor, and he was a +7 while he was out there. I was really impressed again with Norman Powell. His ball movement was good. His active defense was good. He was taking his shots, and he was making his shots. I loved what I saw from Norm again today. Now, next up for the Toronto Raptors to take on the Dallas Mavericks, as we said, 7:30 tip-off at Scotiabank Arena. Tons of home games to start the year for the Raptors before they hit the road to take on Milwaukee. Not an easy stretch there because you got Milwaukee on the road, then home for Philly. Not going to be an easy stretch whatsoever, but you got to take care of business on Friday. You cannot start looking forward to those two teams and say, it's an easy win against the Mavs, and then you can look forward to those two teams. No. We've gotten past, we've had that happen in the past, and things usually go wrong in those types of games. This could be a trap game for the Raptors. What do you guys think? I don't know. But it's going to be a doozy. Raptors look to continue their unbeaten streak. If I'm not mistaken, last thing before I wrap this baby up. Before this game, the Raptors became the second team in NBA history to start the season, to the first 4 games, with 110-plus points. If I'm not mistaken, that's the stat. What's the other team? Golden State of a few years ago. If I'm not mistaken, that was a pretty darn good team. Now, I know it's only 4 games in, and you love looking at stats because that's what the world is nowadays. We're all stat junkies. But it's a pretty cool stat to see. I don't know what it is after 5 games because Raptors get 112 today. I don't know what it is. If you guys know the numbers and know the stat, let me know in the comments below, guys. But you know what? That is going to do it for this one, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys enjoyed the game today, once again, smack that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below what you think of the game. Who's your MVP? Obviously, I think we can all agree it was Kawhi Leonard. He was my MVP in this one. I think it's everybody's MVP. But you guys might have some other opinion. And by the way, we did this without Fred VanVleet here today. Delon Wright got a little bit of action. Obviously, nursing his injury. You still want to slowly get him back into the swing of things. With Fred VanVleet out, a little bit of shorthanded. Team comes through, gets the win nonetheless. Great job by the Toronto Raptors. All right, so like I said, guys, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, all that great stuff. And Evan and I will talk to you guys on Saturday, podcast edition. Link is in the description for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes. Twitter is also down below. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys Leafs edition very shortly as the Leafs beat the Winnipeg Jets 4-2 today. It got a little scary. We'll get to that in a little bit, but they do come away with the victory. Great news there. We'll talk to you in a little bit about that. We'll talk to you guys Raptors edition once again on Friday night, 7:30 tip-off at Scotiabank Arena as the Raptors take on the Dallas Mavericks, looking for their 6th straight victory right out of the gate. It's going to be a doozy. You can't look past this game. Focus on the Mavs. We'll talk to you guys then.